Magic Treehouse, Dolphins at Daybreak, Chapter 9. Ouch. The sun shone on the ocean. It sparkled like a diamond. Jack felt safe now. His dolphin was taking good care of him. The dolphins slowed down as they neared the reef. Jack lowered his feet. He felt the bumpy coral. He let go of the dolphin's fin and stood up in the water. Annie stood too. Then she threw her arms around her dolphin and gave her a big hug. "Thank you, Suki," she cried, and she kissed the dolphin's nose. Suki tossed her head and clicked at Annie. "Kiss Sam now," Annie said to Jack. "You're nuts," said Jack. But Sam nuzzled Jack's head. Then he put his flippers around Jack's neck. Jack couldn't resist. He threw his arms around the dolphin and gave him a quick kiss. Jack nodded and made clicking sounds like laughter. Then he turned to Suki. The two dolphins chattered to each other for a moment. They nodded at Jack and Annie and swam gracefully away. "Bye, Suki. Bye, Sam," Annie shouted. "Thanks," Jack shouted. The dolphins lived high in the air, and they dove back in the water with a splash. Jack and Annie laughed. "I wish we could swim like that," said Jack. Jack and Annie watched the dolphins until they disappeared. "I miss them already," Annie said. "Me too," said Jack. He sat down in shallow water. "I'm really tired," he said. And he sat down and said, "Me too," she said. The warm water lapped around her shorts and feet. Jack pulled off his hat. He took out his glasses and his eyes. They were blurry with water. "Guess what?" said Annie. "What?" said Jack. "I saw the shark when you were swimming. But I didn't tell you. I wanted you to stay calm." Jack stared at him. "I saw it too. I just swam faster so you would swim faster. And I swam faster so you would swim faster. I guess we swam double faster," Jack said. She shook his head. "What now?" said Annie. "We go home," said Jack. "But we haven't solved Morgan's riddle yet." Jack sighed. He put his notebook out of his head. It was so. He put the ocean with it. It was so too. "We failed," he said. "My research is all wet. We'll never be masters." Now, Jack put everything in. "Let's go," he said sadly. He stood up. He started across the beach towards the tree. Annie followed. "Ouch," Annie said. "What's wrong?" Jack looked back. "I stepped on something." Annie bent down for his head. "What? A shell?" "Yeah, this." A large gray shell. "Boy, it is rough and gray as a rock, and plain as plain can be," whispered Jack. "We have found the answer." The shell looked like a clamshell, only bigger with more ridges. "How could this ugly shell be the answer to the riddle?" "What about the part that says there's a great beauty in you?" "Wait, research," said Jack. He opened the soaked ocean book. The pages were stuck together, but he was able to turn a few. He found a picture of a gray shell. He read, "Divers search for oysters in deep water, but sometimes oysters wash up on reefs or beaches. Inside some oysters you can find a pearl. A pearl's natural beauty makes it a treasure. It must have a pearl inside it." Yeah. Annie peered into the crack between the two halves of the shell. "I can't see anything," she said. "How does a pearl get in there anyway?" Jack read aloud from the web page. "Sometimes a grain of sand will get within the oyster shell and expand it. This irritates the oyster, so it makes a peeling material to surround the grain of sand. In this way, over the years, a pearl is formed. I can't tell if there's a pearl in there or not," said Annie. "Maybe we should bang it against a rock." "Now that would really irritate the oyster," said Annie. "Yeah," said Jack. "Maybe we should just leave it alone," said Annie. She gently put the oyster back in the water. "But how will we know if the oyster is the right answer to the riddle?" said Jack. "Morgan said we'll know," said Annie. "Come on." Jack pushed his glasses in place. Then he and Annie picked up their shoes and socks. They climbed through the windows of the treehouse. Morgan's squirrel was lying on the floor. It was open. "Look," said Annie. She and Jack stared at the squirrel. The riddle faded away. In its place was one shimmering silver word. "Oyster." "Morgan's magic," whispered Annie. Jack let out a huge sigh. "We got it right," he said. And here's the Pennsylvania book, said Annie. Let's go home. She opened the book. She pointed to the picture of the Frog Creek Vineyard. I wish we could go there, she said. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. The wind blew everything harder and harder. Then everything was still, absolutely still.